What it do, what it do, what it do. I'm Bobby, aka the Augusta Car Guy, and we back at it again with episode 5 of Let's Talk About It. Man, what it do? How y'all living? How business going for y'all? Now today we're going to talk about what y'all need to do to take y'all business to the next level. Now you may not even have a business right now, and that's cool. But if you're already in sales, whether it's legal or illegal, I'm going to show you how to grow as an entrepreneur. And if you're doing illegal sales, understand you can make just as much money as you make legally as you will illegally. You already have the right mindset. You can make the transition from whatever you're doing to paying taxes and running a legit business. That's called a skill set transfer. But listen, I'm not here to judge anybody for the lifestyle they choose to live. I'm not perfect. I've dipped into this and that as well, so I understand. I rock with all entrepreneurs. Dope boys, painters, barbers, car salesmen, strippers, cutting grass, whatever. Y'all all entrepreneurs. Now, before you can grow as a business or an entrepreneur, you first have to decide if it's possible. Millionaires are made every day. Every single day a millionaire is made. You need to understand you're a millionaire in the making. Do you understand that you're a millionaire in the making? Are you aware that you are a millionaire in the making? Now, there's a lot of people out there saying, I don't need that much money. Some of y'all telling yourself that right now. But your kids and your people will at some point. These big companies like Amazon and Apple, they are not interested in saving the world. They want to make money. They trying to get to it. Why? Because if they do, they know they can help more and they know they can do more. When I say help more, I'm referring to them being able to provide more jobs. These companies like Apple, Amazon, Walmart, and all the other big companies out there, that's their way of helping the economy grow by being able to assist with providing more jobs. So if you want to grow as a business, if you want to grow as an entrepreneur, even if you want to grow as a person, we have to focus on targets and tactics. Target is what we want. Tactics is how we get there. We're going to focus on getting to the next level. So your target is your goal. How many of y'all still working on those New Year, New Me goals? Now, don't lie. Some of y'all want to accomplish X, Y, Z, but y'all didn't even write it down. Or you wrote it down and you can't remember where you put it. Now, be honest with yourself. How do you expect to grow if you can't even take the time out to write your goals down? How do you expect to grow if you can't write them down? And when you write down your goals, guess what? That make that goal real. That make that goal tangible. Your goal is now tangible. Once you write it down, your goal is now tangible. It's a real thing now. Did you know that you are more likely to achieve your goals when you write them down? Not only do you need to write them down, you need to look at them every day. Write them down in the notes on your phone, and guess what you need to do? You need to take a screenshot of the notes in your phone and save it as your screensaver. Save it as your background. Or write it down and put it somewhere in the house that you have no choice to see it. Like put it on the refrigerator. Put it on the mirror in your bathroom. Just put it somewhere where you can see it. Now these strategies I'm giving y'all are all strategies that I've used before. I would never get up here and tell y'all something that I've never done or won't do. So as we create these goals, you need to identify the target. Identify your target. So what is your measurable goal? As you choose what you need to accomplish, make it time bound. Put a time limit on it. You need to choose your time frame. 30, 60, or 90 days. I can hear some of y'all now like, 90 days, that ain't enough. 60 days, it's not long enough. I need a year. I need a year. Maybe you do. But that's a big picture overall goal. Break that big goal down into 30, 60, 90 day segments. Now ask yourself, what is it that you want to accomplish in the next 30, 60, or 90 days? Now, I've accomplished more in the last 90 days than I have in the last year or so. Hell, maybe even the last couple of years. That's why shortening your time frame is important. Set a specific measurable target, meaning you can count it. So set a target that you can count. Now, when setting your targeted goal, don't make your goal something like, I need to be more disciplined. Don't write down, I need to be more disciplined. Now, being disciplined was actually one of my goals, but you can't count being more disciplined. Yes, being disciplined is important in business, but you can't measure it. You can't measure it without a number. Make sense? I want to make 30K in the next 90 days. Now, that's a measurable goal. Now, I've set a lot of goals over the years, but a lot of them I didn't accomplish because they simply wasn't measured. The goals I set, they wasn't really something I could monitor. Now, the goal was to accomplish 30K in 90 days, right? Once you accomplish your goals after 90 days, you need to ask yourself, what are the long-term effects of accomplishing my goals? Just ask yourself the question, what are the long-term effects of accomplishing my goal? Now, the goal was to make 30 grand in 90 days, right? So after the goal is accomplished, you now know that you have the ability to make 30 grand in 90 days. So after those 90 days is what? Guess what you're gonna do? The next time you set a goal for 90 days, you now know that you can pull more out of yourself to get to where you need to be in the next 90 days. The next question you need to ask yourself is, who do I need to become to accomplish this goal? Who do I need to become to accomplish this goal? Now, in the beginning, I wasn't much of a consistent person. I had to become consistent to accomplish the goals I set. So I had to watch people who were doing consistent stuff. I had to watch other entrepreneurs who were consistently doing stuff. And that's how I became more of a consistent person. So I would start a project one week, and then the next week, I was moving on. I'd be done with it. I'd be on to something else. Now, that's not consistent. I had to realize I wasn't consistent. I'm sure a lot of y'all struggle with consistency. Listen, I know I'm not the only one. I told myself I was going to start a podcast, which I did, which we're watching right now. To create my podcast, I have to consistently drop an episode every week. Every week, so I had to change who I was to get the job done. I had to admit to myself that I wasn't the right person to get the job done. Now, some of y'all need to do the same thing. Some of y'all need to admit to yourself that you are not the right person to get the job done. So you need to become someone else, study other entrepreneurs to become someone else so you can get the job done. So have that man in the mirror moment, or have that woman in the mirror moment. You need to call yourself out on your BS, like hold yourself accountable. So let's recap on what we just talked about. So we talked about creating a measurable goal. We talked about setting the time of accomplishment, 30, 60, or 90 days. 30, 60, or 90 days. You need to ask yourself, what would be the long-term effects of this goal? And who do you need to become to reach these goals? Ask yourself those two questions. What would be the long-term effects of this goal? And who do I need to become to reach this goal? So like I said, upgrade yourself. You might need to read more. You might need to watch a few podcasts. You might need to sign up to go to a seminar, listen to some webinars, go hear somebody speak. I don't know. You need to figure it out, but you need to upgrade yourself. Taking those steps effectively will guarantee your business to grow. So shout out to David Chance for teaching me those steps, which have helped me get to the next level. So you need to be very clear about your target. Be very clear about your target. Understand measurable goals are vital. If you really want to take your business to the next level, you need to track your progress. You need to track your progress regularly. I regularly track my progress by setting measurable goals. One of my recent goals was to gain more followers. So guess what I do? I check the analytics for my content very closely. I'm talking every day. I'm watching to see what's going on, what I need to change, what's happening. So tracking my analytics allow me to identify where I need to improve. You got to know where you're going to get to where you're going. You got to know where you're going to get to where you're going. So I told y'all, I'm being very intentional about where I'm headed. Nothing happens on accident. There's not going to be, the sky ain't going to open up and then blessings just start raining down, start falling down, whatever. So if you don't take action, your business is going to remain a hobby or a side hustle. Or you're going to keep asking your boss for a raise when you can give yourself a raise. If you put your head down and grind for the next 90 days, where will you be? Listen, 30 days can change a lot. But 90 days can change your whole year if you're on top of your game. So again, we're talking about target and tactics. Target is what you want. We just talked about how to set your goals, right? So tactics is how you get there. Tactics is the strategy. I was taught to work backwards, so you have to figure out what has to be true. So earlier we talked about having a goal to make 30 grand in 90 days. To make 30 grand in 90 days, in order to make 30 grand in 90 days, what has to be true? What has to be true for you to make 30 grand in 90 days? Well, you should make 10 bands a month for 3 months. Okay, so what has to be true to make 10 bands a month for 3 months? What has to be true is that you need to make $333 a day on average to make 10K monthly. So you need to sell one product a day for $333, or you could sell 33 $10 products a day to reach your daily goal. Now, whatever it is, you need to figure out how to get there. Now, the strategy I just gave y'all, I used all the time when I worked at the dealership, and it always worked 100% of the time. Now, if I needed to sell 15 cars a month, I know I needed to ask at least 4 people a day to buy a car. Now, notice what I said. I needed to ask 4 people a day to buy a car. Not talk to 4 people a day. I don't care if you're selling frauds. If you don't ask for the sale, you will limit the amount of deals you close. I promise you that. You'll be surprised what people will buy when you ask. Now think about this. When you walking in the mall, I know those people that be cleaning shoes. I know they aggravating as hell. But listen, I know y'all be trying to make eye contact. Stop making eye contact with them because I be doing the same thing. But listen, if them folks never asked y'all to buy anything that they have to sell, nobody would buy none of that stuff. Nobody would ever buy any of that stuff. The reason why they sell that stuff is because they ask people to buy it. If they didn't ask you to buy it, you would just keep walking. You wouldn't even know they was there. You just keep walking. When I started selling hotline calls, I remember talking to my GM about a customer I had in my office. I had explained that car inside out, down to the tires. The guy I was talking to, he then say, I like the car, but I'm gonna go home and think about it. I want to talk to my wife about it. Can I get a brochure? I'm like, sure, yeah, I can get you a brochure. I was confused as hell. I thought he was gonna say, all right, let's do paperwork, because I had explained the car to him and went over everything with him. I had explained it to him. So I then go talk to my GM. He say to me, you talked to that man for almost an hour. Did he still want a brochure? I'm like, yeah. He said blah, 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 blah. He was like, well, did you even ask him, did he want to buy it? And I'm just like, in so many words I did. And then he was just like, man, go ask him, do he want to buy the car? So I went back to talk to the guy, and then I just straight up asked him, did he want to buy the car? I mean, I ain't come out straight like that and ask him, but I asked him, did he want to buy the car? And guess what? He bought it. Like, he ain't just was like, oh yeah, come on man, let me buy it right now. He didn't react like that. But me asking him to buy the car led to us negotiating, which led to me selling that car. So that day I sold the car because I asked him to buy the car. Anything I'm selling, I'm gonna ask, hey, you wanna buy this? I'm gonna ask, you wanna buy this? From that day on, I was asking everybody, did they want to buy a car? Now I sold more cars than I ever had before, only simply by asking people, did they want to buy? Now that strategy will work for any business, no matter what you sell. I don't care what you sell. Set the goal, work backwards. Set the goal and work your way backwards into the goal. Now I know some of y'all asking yourself like, why I'm not accomplishing any of my goals? I didn't did this, I didn't did that. You know why you're not accomplishing them goals? It's because you're not strategizing. You ain't strategizing. I'm doing everything within my power to grow. Growing as an entrepreneur don't have to be painful, and it don't have to be frustrating. Now, it's not a walk in the park, but it will get easier if you have a strategy. Now, whatever level you're trying to get to in life, if you're trying to be better entrepreneur, better businessman, better person, I'm trying to do better on my job, whatever, you need to create a strategy to get better. Nipsey was out here doing big things. He had a great vision. But you better believe he used targets and tactics to get to where he was trying to go. Martin Luther King, he wasn't just out here dreaming. No, he wasn't just out here dreaming. He definitely was out here strategizing. So when you strategize, you are creating a roadmap. Nip created a roadmap. Martin Luther King created a roadmap. I'm creating roadmaps. You need to create a roadmap too. Now, as I grow, I want to see y'all grow with me. But you gotta start setting targets, and you have to start creating tactics. You will make more money if you take advantage. Your business will grow if you take advantage. It's time to stop talking and take action. Less talking and more action. Listen, it's the end of June. We need to focus on our growth for the rest of 23. Focus on our growth for the rest of this year. Put your head down, set a target, then create a tactic or a strategy to accomplish that goal. It's grind time. So we got work to do. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Let's Talk Wealth, where we help entrepreneurs get to it, where we help entrepreneurs get to the bag. So like, share, and subscribe. Tell y'all people about me. Y'all keep tuning in, and I'm going to keep dropping knowledge every week. Until next time, hey, let's keep getting to it.